While many timepieces have failed to stand the test of time, there are some that not only look the part, but also outshine most of what is produced now. Fast forward to today, the world's oldest watch manufacturer has decided to surprise watch enthusiasts from all over the globe with the launch of its new 18-karat yellow gold version of the 222. The return of an icon, the Vacheron Constantin 222. To complete the picture, the Swiss watchmaker also revamped the popular overseas line with some cutting-edge updates. During this year's expo, the company unveiled the first skeletonized versions of the overseas tourbillon and overseas perpetual calendar, both of which fully display their self-winding caliber 2160 SQ or 1120 QPS Q1 movements. The ultra-thin perpetual calendar with moon phase indicator is available in a pink gold case with a blue dial, while the tourbillon is available in a pink gold case with a black dial or a grade 5 titanium case with a blue dial. It goes to show that all three watches are breathtaking. The new 222 undeniably has a modest retro look, but in a way that most retro timepieces never really accomplish. The new overseas watches, on the other hand, have a completely contemporary look, showcasing how the integrated bracelet sports watch style has progressed since the first 222 emerged in the genre's early beginnings. The new models will only be offered at Vacheron Constantin boutiques, with prices available upon request. Welcome back to our channel. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Now, let's take a closer look at the new Vacheron Constantin 222. Let's travel back to 1977, where the company released its first ever sports elegant collection, the 222. This isn't just any ordinary number. It was inspired by the Maison's 222nd anniversary. The original 222 had a monoblock case and an integrated bracelet with a fluted bezel. It had a screw-down bezel that made it water-resistant to 120 meters and was extraordinarily thin for the time, measuring only 7 millimeters when fully cased. The movement was 3.05 millimeters thick. The bracelet drew attention because of its hexagonal center links, which are a popular feature among collectors. The first watch was made of 18-karat 3N yellow gold, which was the most valuable metal at the time. Following the 37mm size, a 34 and 24mm size was introduced, earning the 37mm size the nickname Jumbo. Later versions included two-tone steel and gold models, occasionally with diamonds. The Vacheron Constantin Maltese cross logo was on the right lower corner of each of the 222 timepieces. It was manufactured until 1985 when it was retired. It was a collection with three distinct sizes, with the Jumbo model, 37mm, being the main attraction. It's a real 1970s icon and is a modern remake of the historic model. So, knowing that the 222 was pretty much in every collector's wish list, they have decided to reintroduce it this year. Instead of launching a collection, they're adding one unique model to the historic lineup, the Jumbo model, in yellow gold. Now, just in time for 2022, these watches are inspired by the early versions, but with modernized styling that is suitable for today's sporty, stylish lifestyles. The Jumbo was chosen since it had become the 222 collection's most famous or iconic model. It's a classic, vintage-inspired watch with a few noteworthy changes. The first is pretty obvious. It's made of yellow gold rather than stainless steel. For a lot of reasons, they decided to recreate it in yellow gold. First, there were only about 100 of these models ever created. Second, by choosing this model, we are transporting ourselves back to the 1970s, a decade of sometimes extravagance and glam with this powerful yellow gold. It was a bold move, in a way that they could have manufactured another type of dial, but chose the gilt style. Thanks to the purity of its lines and subtlety of its curvature, this watch with integrated strap continues to highlight its sturdy, functional, and sporty character with timeless beauty. The sporting codes are merged within a watch with precise lines and sharp angles, yet effortlessly appealing at the border of sports and luxury, featuring an open caseback and a Maltese cross at 5 o'clock, enabling the caliber to be seen in full view with an oscillating weight that has been completely created for this model. Now, let's talk about the movement. The caliber 1121 was used in the 1977 model. The movement has indeed been changed with this watch. Old school 222 fans may be disappointed with this movement update. They switched from the 1121 to the present 2455 for a number of reasons. Now, for the record, it's arguably one of the greatest movements of all time, and we stand by that statement. For improved performance, this caliber runs at a frequency of 4 Hz and has a 40-hour power reserve, with an ultra-thin automatic movement and a thickness of only 3.6 millimeters. Aside from the updated engine, which may now be viewed through a see-through sapphire case back, which allows you to see the movement and the specifically made oscillating weight. The movement's Côte de Genève certification is made possible by a variety of brushed and polished and hand-chamfered techniques. The new movement has a greater frequency, better precision, and a 3-position crown, which would be the first reason. When compared to the older version, which only had 2 positions, changing the date was a major headache. Therefore, this one is much better. Finally, the date display on the original is extremely far to the right, whereas it becomes more centered on the newer movement and gives a pretty good impression. Enjoying this video so far? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Compared to the original version, they didn't actually make that many changes. The new 222 looks remarkably identical to the original, with a 37mm case diameter. The golden-hued dial on the front of the watch has the word automatic in the vintage font. The case is pretty much the same, but you'll see that the newer one's finish is far more refined as compared to the one in 1977. Polished surfaces contrast with certain surfaces, giving a great impression of elegance and refinement in my point of view. However, there is one element that we still need to talk about, which is the bracelet. The bracelets, in my opinion, are really fluid, and this may be the ultimate representation of a wristwatch. Oh, and what about that rare and precious hexagon link bracelet? It has a triple blade clasp and has been completely re-articulated for maximum comfort. The success or failure of integrated bracelet watches is largely determined by how well the bracelet performs with the case, and the 222 excels in this area. The bracelet is exquisitely machined and brush finished, and it has a supple flexibility that many bracelets aim to, but rarely achieve. One of the few bracelets we've seen that has the same quality with the 222 is the bracelet on a contemporary production 36mm yellow gold Rolex day date, which I say is a compliment because Rolex does have some of the business's best bracelets, regardless of price. What are your thoughts on this? The developments that have happened with vintage watches throughout time, which show their connection to the past and strike the nostalgia bell for fans, even if they weren't born when the watch was first created, are a big part of its charm. However, these developments are frequently accompanied by a loss of functionality, as indicated by the deterioration of tritium or radium dials. An old watch's gorgeous faded color gives it a deep warmth, but clearly, you can't tell the time in the dark. Because, unlike tritium, modern superluminova does not rely on radioactive decay to produce light. It will, as far as we know, light up the night nearly indefinitely without deteriorating, and the new 222 is nicely readable in low-light settings. Superluminova coatings on the hands and hour markers boost readability and provide a brilliant lime green glow at night. The big news is that it isn't going to be a limited edition. As is the case with other watches from this line, they are placing this Jumbo 222 into the history collection. Surely, it will not be a limited edition, as is the case with almost all Bachelor watches. This watch is a timeless beauty. Every detail of this iconic watch was designed to perfection and has truly made a statement in the industry. What do you think about this beautiful watch? Please let us know in the comments section below. And if you loved the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.